RVBN, The Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great MBTA video blogs, great top 10 list of everything and anything, and a whole lot more. Collection of my work goes back to June of 2014. On various social media websites. RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now, 7:29 in the evening, Billerica, Massachusetts. It's about 55 degrees out right now, and it's sunny. Was a mix of sun and clouds today. Some raindrops happened, but nothing significant. Tonight is a frost advisory in west of Boston. So if you got plants planted, just bring them back in because frost might kill it. And it's supposed to be in 60s tomorrow, but beginning Friday we're in a wheel of misfortune with a lot of rain, and this weather pattern is going to be at least 2 to 3 weeks. No, we always get this in May. Wish we were in Orlando, Florida. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. Texas Rangers pitcher Cole Hamels is going to be out 2 months with oblique muscle strain. The director of the NBA Players Association, Michelle Roberts, thinks that the president of basketball operations, Phil Jackson of New York Knicks, is trying to drive Carmelo Anthony out of New York. The ESPN has announced it's canceling the NFL Insiders show, so NFL Live will be from 1:30 to 3 p.m. And very sad news to report. A tragedy happened today in Billerica, Massachusetts at the Linway Auto Auction. A car was speeding and it hit a wall. 3 people passed away and several were injured. So prayers to the families in this time of need. And that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with my second and final video blog of the night, which will be about the former department store sales. But first, hear this. Tomorrow on RVBN, 3 more video blogs for your entertainment. First video blog will be about former WWE announcer Sean Mooney. Second video blog of the day will be about The Jump, the NBA show on ESPN hosted by Rachel Nichols. And the third final video blog is why no Major League Baseball player is ever going to hit 400 in a season or have a 57-game hitting streak. My take on that. Be there. RVBN, times now 7:32 in the evening, Billerica, Massachusetts. I'm back. My third and final video blog subject of the night is about the former department store Zayre. Zayre was one of the most famous retail department stores in New England for many, many years, which eventually they expanded to serve every state east of the Mississippi River. Zayre was around for close to 70 years before it was bought out by Ames. Zayre's original roots gets traced back to 1919 when it was founded by Max and Morris Fehlberg. It was called the New England Trading Company. It was based out of Boston, Massachusetts, and it sold underwear and wholesaler suppliers, and it was real successful during the 20s. In 1929, it was rebranded as Bell Hosiery Shops, and it expanded to have 30 stores in New England. During World War II, it even expanded even more after the war when they bought Nuggets that was based out of New York, and after the war, and they expanded into the New York market and the Mid-Atlantic market. But that was a little bit fatal for Bell's Hosie's company, because by the 1950s the company was suffering because they had lack of downtown locations in many of the major cities that were basically out of mill stores or the suburbs, and they had to figure out what they wanted to do, and they decided to convert the Bell's wholesale stores into a department store. And that first department store was in 1956 under the name of Zayre's, and was based out of Hyannis, Massachusetts, which was in Cape Cod. And Zayre's kind of grew little by little in the late 1950s by having 6 stores. But in the 1960s, Zayre's expanded to cover every state in the eastern United States to the Mississippi River. The early years of Sears, it mostly sold soft liners and a few other stuff because they wanted to keep their roots. But by the 1960s, Sears became a general department store, selling everything from toys, sporting goods, to records, to linens, to greeting cards, to food, and eventually videotapes and video games in the 1970s and 80s, and also clothing. And Zayre's became eventually the 5th largest department store in the United States, and they got a good CEO called Ben Cranamata, and he wanted to continue to expand. And he tried to buy the Marshall's company for the department stores in the 1960s, but it was rebuffed. Then they formed the TJ Maxx in the 1970s, which was a clothing store, and Sears continued to grow and grow. They had another spin-off store called Hit or Miss, which they bought in the late 1960s, and they were on the stock market, which was pretty good. And in the 1980s, Zayre's continued to expand. They formed the BJ's Wholesale Club in 1984. But by the mid-1980s, Zayre's was in some serious trouble because it was marketed to low to middle income class. And a lot of their products became cheap to buy, and they were losing a lot of money. And they tried to sell the company. At first, there was no buyers, and the company continued to lose millions upon millions of dollars. It was afraid it would go under. But in October of 1988, Sears was bought by Ames, another department store which was a little bit struggling as well, and they started the converting all the Sears stores to Ames. And by 1990, Sears was now Ames, and before that, Sears had a spin-off TJ Maxx, and BJ Wholesale Club, and Hit or Miss. Hit or Miss eventually went under in the 1990s. TJ Maxx Corporation actually bought Marshall's in the 2000s, and BJ Wholesale Club would continue on. Ames had to file for Chapter 11 when they converted all the Zayre stores, but eventually they got out of Chapter 11. But Ames continued to be in business into 2002 when, with tough competition from Walmart, Target, Kmart, Kohl's, they had to file for Chapter 7 and going out of business. Zayre's was famous for that big asterisk logo, which was pretty good. I shopped at the Zayre's in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Medford, Massachusetts, with both of them. Eventually got converted over to Ames. They closed the Ames in Cambridge, Massachusetts at West Palm Mall around 1992, 1993. The area where Zayre/Ames is now, it's a Staples, a Modell's, and a PetSmart, which at one time that was Toys R Us. The Ames in Medford, Massachusetts, which I shopped at as well, closed down in 2002. It was let vacant for many, many years. Now it's a stop and shop. That's about it on Zayre's. Probably will have a video blog on Ames sometime in the near future. So look out for that. Be back tomorrow. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget, keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Benning guy. Molly was about WCCO accent has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome. Amy. The Church of the PPIX channel of New York. Such a rocking cougar's got the best legs in the New York City bar none. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has sweet southern accent. Best legs in Raleigh, North Carolina. And Wayne Cliff, WHCA's Channel 7 Boston, is the best legs in Boston. Have a good day. Bye.